Well, howdy. Was doing a little bit of experimenting last race weekend, and I thought I'd fill you in on it. Now, when I was checking out, I saw this sitting over there at the bargain thing, probably because somebody had shoved this bit in here. Picked it up and looked at it, and I noticed this thing was by Bucked Up. Well, I've been having good luck with that company so far, so I took it and I read it a little bit. First thing I noticed on this thing was the name, Pixie Pump. I looked in here, and that looked an awful lot like the Pixie sticks I grew up with as a kid. I read it, and one thing caught my eye was non-stimulant energy. I checked it out a little bit, didn't see anything on here that was going to jack my heart rate up, so I figured, yeah, why not? So since it was in the impulse buy section, I went ahead and impulsively bought it. Now, the way these things are is they're a lot like them Pixie sticks, except instead of sugar, it's got other stuff in it. You don't mix these with water, you just pour it right on your tongue and it dissolves. That's how you're supposed to use it. Now, I will caution you, if you do that, I'd break it into at least thirds. Do a third at a time. You pour the whole thing on your tongue at once, it is going to dissolve, but it's going to take a little bit of time. And the problem is, before it's completely dissolved, you're going to need to breathe. And this stuff is a really, really fine powder. If you've ever seen those videos of the spoonful of cinnamon challenge, yeah, it's kind of like that. If you pour the whole thing on there, you breathe, you cough, and you blow a bunch of it out of your nose. Kind of burns coming out. And when you're lined up behind the juniors, the way my class was, kind of seemed to scare one of the little kids that happened to be looking back and saw purple smoke coming out of my nose. His eyes got real big. And they called them off the line, and he got the whole shot. I don't know if that had something to do with it or not. Now, when I use this in the short track, it actually worked pretty good. You know, purple boogers notwithstanding. It actually did give me a bit of extra energy, it seemed like, and it lasted the whole thing. Now, I tried it again the following day on the long track. Didn't quite work as good. Seemed to run out of power about a half hour. I suppose if you're really adventurous, you could bring a couple of them with you and try to down them on the way, but as hard as you're breathing, I don't think it's going to work. So, seemed to work really good for the short track. Anything up to a half hour maybe. Beyond that, not so much. I don't really blame them, because this was never advertised for competition like that. But it's a neat little thing. Well, that's it for today. Catch y'all later.